Hello, beery people. I have Alpine lager from Sam Adams. About 12 years ago, this was Alpine Spring, and I remember liking it back then a lot. And they brought it back, changed the name, and bringing it, and they release it for the winter, or I guess the late winter. Yeah, the best by date on this is April. It is, I guess tomorrow's the first day of February. 5.5%. 18 IBUs, Tetnanger hops. It says that you have Mandarina in there too, which I think Mandarina existed 12 years ago, but I didn't know about it, or maybe they used it in it. But with this one, it's just like a little bit of a sort of a sweet um, pale lager. I guess a lot like a Helles, except they use some honey malt and wheat malt in there, which would not be used in a Helles. Yeah, I'm not totally sure exactly what honey malt is. Sam Adams uses it in a lot of the beers. And I broke out my Pilsner glass here. Ooh. I guess I forgot that it when you pour it hard, you get a big head there. And I almost got it clean. Very hard to clean these glasses. I like them. I ripped off a piece of a magic eraser, put it down there, and then took the end of a wooden spoon and scrubbed the bottom. It did an okay job. There you go. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a darker golden color to this than a Pilsner, maybe even a little darker than a Helles. And obviously, a very nice head. And it smells nice. That little bit of foam that I just sip is a little sweet. This is definitely... It might be beyond the sweetness of a Helles. It might be a little closer to like a Fest beer. Though Fest beers usually are a little bit stronger, a little closer to 6%. This one's 5.5 again. But I really like that smell. It's just like a slightly sweet honey wheat bread type thing. And the Tetnang hops, I just love them so much. I wish that they would be used in more American beers. It's different from what I get from like Hallertau and Satz. Pardon me. It's like more citrusy. I guess there is Mandarina in here. Which Mandarina, it used to be called Mandarina Bavaria. I don't know if they still include that. Maybe it's not made in Bavaria, but that might be adding a little bit of like a citrusy, sort of like orange flavored tea thing, almost more like green tea rather than like black tea, lemon black tea like I get from Zatz or Hallertau. I feel like when I looked this up, they released this, or they returned this beer last year, I think, and I was surprised by how many calories were in this. It's like 185, so it is kind of sweet, but like, and you get that, but it's not too much. Definitely gives you a nice body, pretty soft, and lingers surprisingly fruity. And we've got some nice lacing developing. This glass did not get perfectly cleaned. But it's just a little bit different from a Helles, but it's got lots of flavor, lots of character. Even though it's only 18 IBUs, they must use, I wouldn't be surprised if they use like later editions of hops or something. I'm really getting it. And it has that like Sam Adams lager sort of smell. But they do make good lagers, even though they're, a gigantic company that's not really craft beer, but that's why I just splurged and got a 12-pack. It was pretty cheap. I guess I didn't really splurge. I just don't usually buy Sam Adams 12-packs, but I was expecting to really like this beer, and I really do. There isn't... Like a lot of American brewers are trying to do the Pilsner thing, and I guess some of them are experimenting with more like obscure traditional styles, but it's really just like mostly traditional pale lagers and like dark lagers. Brewers aren't like doing slight spins on them as much anymore like this. Like this isn't a crazy spin. They're not adding fruits or American hops to it. Um, and maybe that's the thing. So it's either you do something super traditional or you do something super wacky and not just like trying to make a little bit of an American change to something. Like I would say mostly for this, it's just making it using like American malts, using some slightly different malts in this. Otherwise, and that one mandarina hop are helping to bring out a little bit more of this like citrusy sweet thing that I really like. But it's not like a American hopped sort of like IPL, which I'm not in usually not in the mood for those. They can be really good, but yeah, I have to be in the mood for this. This is like something you could drink anytime. It's actually tastes like Oberon to me because of the wheat and the Tetnong. Oberon, I think, he uses some noble hop. It might be Harrisbrucker. Um, but yeah, this is a lager. Oberon, the summer wheat beer from Bell's. That's an ale, so that gets a little bit of its fruitiness from the yeast. But this one, I don't just. It's all working together for me. I guess it's almost like apricot too, which usually I only get apricot from ales. It's like a lot of pale dried fruits in here. Yeah, dried apricot. Um, Maybe slight clementine, sweet wheat bread. Um, Teeny bit of like, if they put rye in here, it would remind me maybe a bit of like a sweet, um, citrus zested rye bread or something. But it's really good, and I know that Darwin did a review of this on YouTube too, and he really liked it. I didn't watch his review though, but it's probably one of my favorite Sam Adams beers in a while. They've been revamping a bunch of their classic seasonals that were never very good in the first place, and they're just like worse now. Um, Old Fezziwig is still okay, I guess, on Christmas, but this is like a 4.25, 4.4.5 beer maybe. I hate saying that for Sam Adams beer, but this is great. Bye.